probably best suited for skating in Central Park, but we're across the river, and we are in for a cold one at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, Week 16, and we've got a good one in store between the Carolina Panthers and the New York Jets. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. Fielded just outside the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. They'll start on the ground. Hall. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for. One of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now Wilson. This pass out wide to Hall. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first. Just the first quarter of a tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you, from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season opener opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I had missed him, it would have been a long night.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. The Jets had 5 and 9 on the year. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but
The attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. Looking for Austin, intercepted. Picked off by J.C. Horn. And the Panthers will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football, but at the same time you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Sawyer. That one caught by Carter. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 22 yards there, a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there, because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Sawyer. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Well, Charles, you think about this offense, it's kind of a tricky time of the season because you're 14-0, looking to see this one out to the end, but you start to run into situations where guys are getting a little banged up. Maybe could use some time sharing, some time on the bench just to rest. How do you approach the rest of this regular season?
I'm telling you, you don't ask the easy stuff, do you? I mean, you created a heck of a situation there, and actually you didn't create it. You presented it, and you're exactly right. It is tricky because your eye has to be on the ultimate prize, which is the Super Bowl. That's paramount. But at the same time, how much fun would it be to go down as one of the all-time great teams and join the 1972 Dolphins as the only undefeated team to win a Super Bowl?
Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 14. A nice pickup of 17 yards. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you've got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
A first down carry for Davis. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Davis is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line. Nothing at all on that one. It'll be second down. So stuffed from the 2. Now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action?
Definitely. Let him get outside and create. And if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
They'll try to punch it in with Davis. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2. Now third down.
And that's exactly what offenses try to avoid by using motion and throwing different formations up. They hate when he can draw a bead on the play, get a running start, and make a big play behind the line of scrimmage as he did just there.
A big play forthcoming. Here's third and goal. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
They'll run for it with Davis. And he's not going to get in. They stop him at the 1. The run is turned away on 4th and goal from the 2. And the Jets are going to get the football back.
Partner, when you see a running play stop short like that, you just know that the defensive front, they won the battle of leverage and created the push back into the opposing backfield. And for the offensive coordinator, whether you had 1 yard to go or 20 yards to go on 4th down, now you're probably saying, oh, maybe I should have passed it, right? Yeah, hindsight is always 20/20.
2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
They'll try to get forward, but he's going to be stopped in his tracks at about the 3. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. On 3rd down, here's Hull. And it looks like he's going to have the first down as they'll mark this just over the 10-yard line. That one goes for 8 yards.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
On 1st down, right back to Hall. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Well, this defense for the Panthers, they were very good last week in the win over New Orleans.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's what you would consider a goal for each and every defense, because if you give up 17 points a game all year long, you're thinking you're going to be a playoff team because you expect your offense to score more than that. That's what you're looking for. Room to improve, of course, but I'd have to say a very solid performance.
A nice move gets him a few extra. Down just shy of his 20. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now.
There's so many definitions of a complete back. I think most people think a guy who can block, a guy who can catch, and a guy who can run. But how about when you put it all together as a runner, and you can fake people out, you can be shifty, and also run with some power and break tackles, as we just saw on that pickup.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they have to give up the football again after this one.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away. This is fielded at the 27. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
A simple tip of the cap.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Even though he was forced from the pocket, still able to adjust, make the long throw, and it ends with a really big touchdown.
Yeah, moving to his left. The key to everything when they're moving outside of the pocket, doesn't matter which side, making sure those shoulders get around and you get back square so you can get everything on the throw and create the big play we just saw there downfield.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson complete to Austin here over the middle. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Open man is Uzama. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Now the Jets send on Braden Mann to punt. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll run it again here with Davis. Running right through him. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 13 yards, 1st down, Panthers.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and turn his legs for a really nice pickup.
On 1st down, Sawyer. Wide open receiver complete. A big play there for Carolina. 45 yards.
You ask tight ends about their favorite routes to run, and surprisingly, this will pop up as one of their staples because they run so many routes in the middle of the field. How about this one? Starts downfield, bends it to the corner. Great touch on the football, and they turn that one into a big play.
The quick slant caught. Touchdown, Panthers. A great play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Panthers go up by 2 touchdowns. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Wilson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, after incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, it certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on 3rd down.
The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Wilson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Following the fumble recovery, Sawyer.
Dumps this off underneath. Here's Davis. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
4 yards remain for 2nd down.
Inside give to Davis. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal.
They got the ball in great field position after the fumble, but this defense tried to stand tall.
They certainly are, and a lot of times after you pick up a fumble or get an interception, you have momentum on your side. You kind of walk through a defense and score. Not so fast, not in this case.
They'll try and run forward with Davis. And he is going to lose yardage here. In the backfield, standing alone here on 2nd and goal is Davis. They get it to him running left. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them. They did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Caught on the slant. Touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Panthers take a 3-touchdown lead.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And that makes the score 21-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here, because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's Wilson to throw. And that is incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other, because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Now it's Wilson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And taken right on the 30. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
Up the middle to Davis. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here.
44 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Now a throw here, hauled in. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a 1st down.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need to.
And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack.
Traditionally, as a defense, your #1 job, stop the run. But in today's football, it's impacting the opposing quarterback. Make him uncomfortable. And so far,
under pressure, they got him again. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
Though certainly in a pickle here. They have a mile to go to try to pick up the first. We'll see what they've drawn up.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On it's the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Gonzalez's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we come upon halftime intermission here with the visiting Panthers taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They go play action here on first down. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Now a play fake here on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Off the play fake. Sawyer under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They push him back 8 yards that time on second down.
He only gave them an instant to react. It was a classic case of if you blink, you missed him. Off of the line and to the quarterback in just a couple of seconds. Running back only had a moment to react and attempt to throw a block.
Off-play action. Sawyer under pressure, and they got to him again. And the defense coming through on third down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th. Here's the Panthers punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck.
And the Jets will take over.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Now Wilson on first down. He'll let it fly for Austin. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
On 2nd and 10, Wilson. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the shotgun, Wilson. The throw taken in by Sims. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
And they're going to get this up to midfield. And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him over 3,000 yards passing now in the campaign.
And Brandon, nowadays your leader's usually closer to 5,000 yards on the year, but still, 3,000 yards, a good season.
midfield now. Here's Wilson. Over the middle, complete. That's Wilson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The end result, 21 yards.
Well, look what we have here. A sustained drive, and that was certainly AWOL in the first half. They really struggled to try and move the football. But right now, they certainly seem to have the formula working. Let's see if they can keep it up.
On first down, Wilson. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. On second down, a run with Hall. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. It's a 7-yard run, but it does bring up 4th down. Now the Jets will call on the field goal unit here. This from 42 yards out. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Off the play fake. Sawyer. And a quick throw here. That's complete. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Throwing on first down. Sawyer.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
But defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
Well, it was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here. Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
So now Wilson and the Jets with a 3rd and long here following the sack.
Wilson throwing on 3rd and long.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Panthers are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Off play action. Sawyer.
He'll get that one to Carter, complete.
And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Sawyer. Touchdown, Panthers. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Panthers up the lead to 4 scores now here in this 4th quarter. Gonzalez to add the PAT. And that'll increase their lead to 28.
Makes the score Panthers 31, Jets 3. Zane Gonzalez set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. And he whips that one incomplete there.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Brian Burns in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks.
Let's go now, let's go now, let's go now.
Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. He'll let it fly for Austin. It got his man complete.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
On the defensive side of the ball, that's the definition of frustrated. You get them to fourth down, and then you allow a chunk play like that in the passing game.
Almost felt as if that play was drawn up in the dirt on the sideline. They pulled that from a game plan that wasn't this game, and they still made it work.
Austin is there and brings in another one.
Touchdown, Jets!
Calvin Austin,
his first touchdown on the year.
And the Jets are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter.
After his goal, and that'll cut the lead back down to 21. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14. Back to throw. Sawyer. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Carter.
And they're going to get this up to midfield. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up second.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Throwing on third and long. Sawyer. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown, Carolina. A big play there. 60 yards. As his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Gonzalez now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory. but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side in this one.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down.
And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. And the Panthers are going to take possession of the football.
Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack.
The former 3rd overall pick, Quinnen Williams, there to bring him down. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
59 yards on the ground for him so far.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Sawyer. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown.
Austin McGinnis out for the extra point.
And that'll cut the lead back down to 2. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's Davis. He'll try and run some clock. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. So nothing there that time, and maybe you need to look to the O-line. They weren't able to create any space.
No, they weren't, and you know as well as I do, as many offensive line coaches we've ever met, I think that'll be addressed loudly when those guys get to the sideline.
And they're usually loud and big. That one looks like he'll throw here. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Well, that's how you convert on 3rd down with an explosive gain of 34. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Peterson.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Again, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Touchdown! A great play there. 30 yards. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Gonzalez to add the PAT. And that'll increase their lead to 28.
Next to score, Panthers 45, Jets 17.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
They're on the 26-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Brandon Smith picks it off.
That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands.
Got a man open. It's Chase. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ballgame.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Carolina,
they are now 2 wins away from a perfect regular season as they run their mark to 15-0 on the year.
And they'll head back home next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they hit double digits in losses as they fall to 5-10. And they will be at home next week to take on the Miami Dolphins.